Austin, let's go over your paper. I see you've got it reorganized, so after you've reorganized it through cutting and pasting and just reading through it, we go ahead and work on just getting it um, where it flows a little bit better. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to do my mark my changes for you, and I'll get you started showing you some techniques. You've got it structured really well. I can see where you copied and pasted and moved everything in the right paragraph. So we're doing block to block. So our first block is about the Camaro, and our second block is about the Mustang. And you did 2 paragraphs for each one because you had a lot of information, and that's good. And it's really just a matter of kind of cleaning it up, kind of combining sentences, and then putting in those transitions, and then you have the other type of paragraph. And of course, I don't know why that's like that. Let's see if I can fix it. Can't. And of course, you're going to want to put your header, and you already have it double spaced, so get it in the format, the MLA format. And I was reading through here. In the next few paragraphs, we will see how the 40-year battle, and I know this is just a little bit changed from the other one, has benefited these particular cars. When you do the block to block, don't mention the Mustang in the Camaro paragraph, and then when you do the Mustang, try not to mention the Camaro. And then your last paragraph is where you make those any comparisons that you want to make. And actually, that's another style of compare and contrast, is where you know, list all the similarities and all the differences. So you're making the comparisons. But when we do a block to block, we stick to one topic. And so that's just the part that you need to clean up a little bit, taking out the references to Ford in the Camaro paragraph and taking out the references to the Camaro in the Ford. The first one I saw where we could combine some of these sentences is right here. Right here. And what you do is you kind of look at this and you could combine these sentences pretty easily without mentioning the other, considering most sport cars do not get, I don't need to use that, great gas mileage. It is impressive the Camaro gets 19 miles per gallon city and 30 miles on the highway. And so we could take that out. And so when you're restructuring this, kind of look at your sentences and see which sentences you can combine, and then put in those transitions and you're done. Let's go ahead. I've done a few, but I want you to get an opportunity to do this too. Let's see, where was the next one? Right here. It was, I was just going to put one driver commented. And since we're talking about the Camaro, we don't have to say Camaro. What I love about this car is how it turns into corners and how much traction it has throughout the entire process. And then you have your reference. And then I was thinking we could combine here, no oversteering here. Just firm shocks and stability in the turns. And so I was combining some of this information. No oversteering here, just firm shocks and stability in the turns. and then leaving in that quote just to kind of really good in, and you might say, let's make that a period, and then we could put Ford Mustang GT versus 2015 Camaro. And that's okay because we're making a reference. Stated, really good turn in. The Camaro is more firm than the Mustang. And then because you already have this right here, we don't have to put this in-text citation, because someone could look at your works cited page and find where you got that quote. So just kind of go through and look at 2 sentences and see how you can just make it flow a little better, and then put those transitions in. Another example, the brakes were texted 60 to 0. This particular sports car stopped at 99 feet, which slightly beats the Mustang stop. So we want to get rid of references to the Mustang. How about this particular, I'm going to take this out because I'm going to use it someplace else. This particular sports car stopped at 99 feet in a 60 to 0 brake test. So in particular, look for references to the Mustang and get rid of those, and look at combining some sentences. And I know I think you kept the same conclusion and the same intro, and those are fine. And I know we have battles and battles at the beginning, but what you're going to have to do is put in your new transitions, and that should be about it. I'm going to take off these highlights so that you can highlight it again for me, showing me your transitions. And you know, when you get this, if you like that, you just you have to be in the review mode. If you like that change, you can just go up here and accept it. If you don't like it and you want to do it a little different, you can reject it and it'll go back to the way it is. But just the key focus for changing this from a feature to a block is, don't talk about the Mustang here. Just talk about the Camaro. Act like you're trying to sell the Camaro. Get rid of any references to the Mustang. Combine your sentences. Some of them don't need to be combined, but just kind of look for where you can combine sentences. And then start in about the Mustang and be the salesman for the Mustang. I know you like the Mustang better, so that one might be a little easier to write. And your intro and conclusion still work with this. You'll just need to put in your transition. So what I'm looking for you for this essay is making sure you don't make reference to the other car in your block about the Camaro. Should be all Camaro. Mustang should be all Mustang. If you want to add some comparisons, do that in your conclusion and put in transitions. And then we will have the same information set up in a different way. That's all. That's the end of the video.